We're live, pal.
We are back in the saddle,
It's
214.
it's been so long since we've been live. 3 consecutive audio only episodes of Love and Chokes podcast, but here we are, Anthony.
Yes,
Here we are with episode 214. And where am I?
you are at the Couture gym. Upstairs
I
gym.
am. I'm at Extreme Couture. I just finished a shift behind the desk because I'm a desk person now.
Yeah,
I have a job,
a job.
which sounds hilarious. And then after that job, I have my real job to do, which is to teach jujitsu. So I didn't see the purpose in coming home in between desk job and private lesson when I could just stay put, do the podcast, deliver the podcast to you and the people without ever having to set foot into my home. So
Mm.
I think that's the best course of action. I'm happy that we are here. Man, it's been a long time since we were live, Anthony.
It has been a while, quite a bit.
It's been a while.
Yes.
And so a lot of people who are listening right now do not know how we feel about the news of the day.
Yeah, because they
There were
right
so many
right
so
now.
many little news points that happened
Yeah.
and we covered them,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't wish to recover them. I don't wish to go over them again
Yeah.
because you can go back and listen to those audio only episodes. 211, 212, 213 are available on iTunes or wherever the fuck else you find your podcast. You can find us, Love and Chokes, there. So please do. And then you will know how I feel about things like Nate Diaz and USADA, things of this nature, the news points of the day. Speaking of news points, man, I woke up to a shitty one this morning. Did you?
Yeah. Well, I was still awake for it.
And I'm talking about Mr. Witherspoon, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, that bummed me the fuck out. Like,
It bummed me out for a
real
second.
talk.
It bummed me out for a
Like,
second.
not like he's my hero and I need to cry about it, bum out, right? Because like when celebrities die, if you don't have a personal attachment, if you don't know them personally, there's only a few ways you can really relate, right? And sometimes it's like how I felt when Dusty Rhodes died. When Dusty Rhodes died, I cried for an hour straight. Like an hour straight. Like most men have never cried for an hour consecutively for any fucking reason. Like not since they've been an adult. Like Dusty Rhodes died, I cried for 1 hour of my life. And I wasn't even sure it was going to stop. Like I just couldn't believe it had happened. And then it made me want to like go back and look at promos and look at matches. And as I'm looking through shit to look at, I'm bawling. I couldn't even decide what to watch. I'm like, Starcade 86? Oh, Starcade 86! And I'm like crying and shit. Like, oh, the Hard Times promo. Oh, God. I watched the Hard Times promo like 1,000 times. And when I think of Johnny Witherspoon, there's a couple things that come to mind. One is the scene in Boomerang where he's talking about how you got to coordinate. I got a mushroom belt, got a mushroom jacket. Of course, he had the bang, bang, bang gimmick,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But the thing that's most relevant, probably because we're in a room for fighting and there's a couple of rooms for fighting below us, is when he's talking in Friday about how, like, we had these
Mm-hmm.
and you live to fight another day. Like, that was a cool moment. And, like, in a silly movie like Friday, like a movie that is essentially really, really fun to watch, but fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, if Friday never gets made, the world doesn't change very much. You know what I'm saying? But
Maybe.
it's nice that there was like a genuine kind of poignant moment in that movie. And I don't think it's a secret. I'm not the biggest fan of most like hip hop ish black culture type shit. Like I don't really fuck with it that hard.
Mm-hmm.
But Friday was awesome. I fuck with Friday, and I definitely fuck with Mr. Witherspoon. So rest in peace,
Yeah. I'm,
Mr. Witherspoon.
I'm not. I'm not necessarily. I wasn't. I was sad for a moment only because he was still like actively living his life. It's not like he was bedridden, and it's not like it was a painful process for anybody to watch him die. It was just like he's dead. Like that was it. Like there was no long drawn out process. So it was like it's sudden, but it wasn't as painful as like the whole time period of watching somebody slowly decay away.
Yeah, there is that, right? Like
Yeah.
the most depressing thing is when like you see someone who was once strong become weak.
Right.
And it reminds us all of our mortality, and like no one wants to be fucking reminded that they are going to die.
Yeah, there's that. But
Nobody wants to be reminded of that. I actually had a conversation about that today, and I don't want to get too far into it because I don't want to reveal too much. But like, I talked to a friend about that, and like when bad shit happens to people that we know and love,
mm-hmm.
not only are we now concerned about them, and this is like in a way that isn't just like selfish and weird. Like you naturally start to think about yourself as well. When someone has like a death that's unexpected, illness that's unexpected, you remind yourself of like, oh shit, that could be me too. Like they were just doing their thing. I'm walking through a grocery store and now I have an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Like that could be you. That could be me. You know, like, oh, I went to the doctor to get a checkup. Turns out I have cancer. Like that could be me.
Yeah.
Like at any point. And so when these things happen, it's like it's a good time to check in. It's a good time to check in. Like, call your fucking dad. You know, Johnny Witherspoon's dead. Call your fucking dad before I kill you.
Yeah.
Call your dad.
Yeah. I mean,
don't be an asshole. Did you call your dad?
No.
You son of a bitch.
No, that's good. I'm not worried about stuff like that. Because literally, honestly, it's probably better that you just that's how you die. Like that's how I want to die. I want to die not
suddenly,
just suddenly, just like it just happens. Like I'm just doing the thing that makes me smile, and then I'm dead. Then that's it.
I hear what you're saying. Look, I'm afraid of pain, and I'm afraid of. It's not that I'm afraid. How do I put this? I want to be accurate. I fear that unknown element of death. I don't know what's going to happen when I die, and I don't have any firm belief system to tell me a story that I can either believe entirely or pretend to believe when I'm worried.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in those moments, I feel kind of fucking helpless. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I kind of hope there's nothing, because if there is something, I don't know if my outcome's going to be so good.
I think you just need to be around people that can just beat your ass more.
What do you mean?
Because I don't think you're really that helpless. I don't think you really get to feel helpless very often.
How dare you?
I'm just saying. I don't think you really truly get to feel that feeling unless it's like events that happen to you. But actual physical people that can decide your fate for you in certain situations.
Have you ever heard of Gray Maynard?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but he's one guy.
He make me feel the helplessness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to feel helpless today, actually, but Henry was busy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if I can feel helpless tomorrow. But no promises. So we'll see.
No promise.
But I'm trying to feel as helpless as I can. You know?
Yeah.
The problem is, who can make me feel helpless?
Hopefully, big, giant, black men.
Well, sir, what are you implying?
Because
I think you need to be clear about what you mean.
No, I mean exactly that. Like, because that's like your what do they call it? Not your. I can't use the big word for it, but that's like that would be like the worst thing for you. Is big, strong,
worst thing for me.
a big, strong, athletic men holding you down because all of your things. Yeah, because
sir.
Yeah, that'd be all the worst things in your brain would just be like I can't believe this is happening. How is this happening? Why? You're black, athletic, and you're just really good at holding me down, but you're not very good. You're a quitter. I want all those thoughts. I want all those thoughts to pop in your head all at the same time. Just like it's just doot, and then it just happens.
Maybe I don't subscribe to these racist thoughts, Anthony.
Maybe, but not.
Or maybe I do.
I don't know. I can't speak for you. I'm just saying I hope those thoughts come into your head. I'm not saying that you do. It's like, you know how you get angry at somebody, but it's not because of their race, but it's just a thought that just comes in your head.
Okay, I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the best example would be road rage.
Yes.
Right? So, like, say you were driving
and
a car cuts you off, right? And you get angry. You're like, oh, my God, I can't believe you cut me off. And then you pull up to the side of them, and then you notice their color.
Yes.
And it doesn't really matter what their color is because you don't have an opinion about people of that color in general. but the first thing that you think to use to insult them are all the racial slurs.
Right. Right.
Oh, that's a lovely thing.
Or the joke or the Bill Burr joke where it's like you don't preface it correctly, like Asian motherfucker or this motherfucking Asian,
Yeah, yeah.
like that too.
Yeah, it's funny how that works,
Yeah.
right?
It's like
That's a funny bit. I don't
Mm.
want to give it away. That's in Paper Tiger, right?
no, that's old. That's old.
Is it?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah, I'm super positive. That's super old. That's like I think that was like one of the black and white ones. That's on YouTube free old.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead
So
and look up Bill Burr stand up because it's fucking outstanding.
yeah, it is pretty good. Bill Burr stand up, Bill Burr and Burtcast. That's also a good podcast that just came out.
Okay, I have not heard it yet.
Yeah,
Is it great?
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's basically Bill Burr saying stuff and Burt just laughing and telling Bill Burr what other people have told him. So basically, it's like Burt's just name dropping stories of other people's lives.
Oh, really?
What he always does, yeah. He's just like, this guy. You want to hear this guy's perspective on this? It's like, well, why don't you just tell me the perspective? You don't have to tell me that it was from this exact person.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So
All right, I look forward to checking that out. I also look forward to listening to Your Mom's House. That podcast that's Nikki Glazer is on the newest episode, and I just have a feeling that she's gonna say a lot of dirty, funny shit.
yeah, that's
So
probably.
and with Christina P to bounce shit off of, like, I think Christina P is like one of my favorite people to listen to just podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I think her stand up is good, but
Mhm.
it doesn't rock my shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't like destroy me, right? I just think it's very, very good. But when she's on the podcast, she hits these little moments that, like, sometimes I just want to kill myself because I think she's so funny.
Oh yeah. No, definitely are like she's trying to taste. I can taste the psycho. What type of mental illness this is? And she-
Yeah, when she's like, exactly. She's like, oh, a little bipolar.
Yeah, a little bipolar.
Like all that little gimmick.
Yeah.
She was doing that with Dr. Drew, and
Mhm.
I almost pissed my pants.
Yeah, it was so stupid.
So it's like it's shit like that. Like, I really, really like her. I appreciate her.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world of MMA, Anthony?
Well, I just realized that what's his face, Wonder Boy is on the card as well this weekend. Didn't realize that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's fighting.
All right, let's run this whole fucking thing down right now.
Yeah. So let me pull up the
We're
card.
just talking. Let's just talk main card first. Or if you see something exceptional in the prelims, we can discuss that.
Yeah, let me pull up the card real quick. But also, theory has been broken. I did see Nate Diaz. I did see Darren Till, in the most recent thing. So nobody's cheap. Everybody's still going. Oh man, I forgot. Damn, Derek Lewis is on this card too. Wait, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. Hold on.
It could be right.
Let me see.
I mean, keep in mind it's Madison Square Garden. So when you come to the Garden, you got to bring your A game, which means a very strong fight card for 244.
Oh wow.
So let's just see what the fight card is for 244.
Oh wow. So pretty much, we got Gregor Gillespie versus Kevin
Mhm.
Lee.
That's the curtain jerker of the main card.
That is the curtain jerker of the main card.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have Jesus Christ, they put oh man, that's crazy. So you got Blago Ivano versus Derek Lewis as the next one up, and apparently
Ivano or Ivanov?
Ivanov.
Jesus Christ, Anthony.
I-
You're
I-
trying to kill me out here.
I've spent years of pretending like I didn't know how to read to now actually not knowing how to read. It's a bad gimmick that I've fallen into way too much.
It happens.
Yeah.
I had to have my glasses on. I had to check something.
That's so funny. It was just perfect timing too. It's just like it happens, and you zoom in on your face real quick, like I know what you mean. And you just zoom away.
Okay.
Stephen Thompson versus Vincent Luque, Luque, Luque. And then Kevin Gastelum, Darren Till, and then Masvidal Diaz.
Now here's something that you should find insulting. I had forgotten actually about Darren Till and Kevin Gastelum.
Yeah.
It's not a forgettable matchup. It's a crazy matchup actually, especially considering what a huge mark I am for anybody that has my fucking name. Like Darren Till needs a great showing right now. As all Darrens do.
Right.
So I would like to see Darren Till come out on top, not just because he's my namesake, because I'm actually a legit fan of that guy. And this is a fight up at 85, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
So
The prelims are even like prelims could be like a UFC fight pass.
all right, we'll go back to that. But he's in a spot right now. Darren Till is in a spot right now where if he wins, it does a great deal to put his career back on track because they fast tracked him to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that can be difficult. So I like to see him be successful. Ryan, are you about to do a private? Cool. All right. I'm going to find another area to finish our podcast. But yeah, I'm not going to fucking ditch you just yet.
All right.
Even though you're a son of a bitch and nobody likes you.
That's fine.
I'm gonna continue to do the podcast because we have time before my private starts.
That's fine.
Shoot. Oh wait, I'm fucking up. I'm leaving things on the mat. It's 88 degrees up here. Powerful Ryan Couture.
Oh, wow.
Ryan, this is my podcast. It's live on
Hey.
the internet right now.
Oh, fun.
You want to see how the thermostat works? You want to know the password? It does not need to be 88. Yeah, it's definitely 88 degrees up here and not in the lobby. I went and put on my hoodie,
That's because
which is not an Extreme Couture hoodie because I didn't buy one yet. But it was about 20 minutes before work was over, and I was like, I'm literally freezing every time someone opens this door.
yeah.
Like, I'm literally freezing, and I'm getting sad.
It's all that sweat. All that sweat from
Sweat.
downstairs. The heat, the
Oh, that
steam.
sweat.
Trying to set off the fire alarm like Joe Hogan.
They just replayed that the other day or
Yeah.
yesterday
Yeah.
on the podcast. So, yeah, there's a wrestling clash for the pros going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna chill on the other half of the mat so that nobody thinks
You're
I'm
like
trying to.
scam them.
Yeah, like I don't. What's up, Bryce? Oh, good. Young Bryce here, walking away from us.
Oh man, look at him go.
Bryce is the one that has the misfortune of being compared to me because we have a similar look. We're both small black people,
Mm.
and that's similar enough for most people around here.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're basically twins," and I'm like, no,
Oh man.
no, we're not."
Somebody took my place. I'm so happy.
But I understand why you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm so happy. It makes me feel so. It makes my life so much easier now. I don't have to be compared to you.
No, yeah, no. There's a really, really small person here that looks somewhat similar to me, but at the same time, not at all.
No, it's like you're black, you're short. You guys kind of do weird stuff. Cool.
Virtually identical.
Virtually the same.
Virtually identical.
The same.
Yeah. So now I'm just walking around because I don't know. I was comfy where we were, and now I'm bored.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Laps.
I mean, sometimes you gotta keep doing these laps. Sometimes you gotta walk around.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just get in the sauna for this podcast.
There you go. We gotta get.
Just hop in the infrared.
That only can happen if we have a high def camera and we put it on Patreon. Every dollar a piece of clothing goes off.
That's a good point.
Yes.
We should do this on Patreon for like, how much should it cost to like watch me in the sauna?
It should be.
No clothes.
No.
Short.
That's not how it works. It's not how it works. You have to come in. It's like it's either do people hate you enough to watch you have a stroke in the sauna, fully dressed, or
Yes. People hate me enough to do that. Yes.
but then like somebody will. But there's always one person that will at least be like, all right, I'll give him $1 to take off his socks.
Yeah, just give me $1. I'll take off an article of clothing for every $1 you give me,
Yeah.
and I'll stay in the sauna for 10 minutes for every $5 you send.
Yeah, and if you want to fast track him, like so you can use so you want to be like 5 articles of clothing, it's $5.
Yes. Yeah, you give me $5. I take off 5 articles of clothing.
And then
The hoodie doesn't even count. I'll give you that. I'll give you the hoodie and the shirt is one item.
there you
Special
go,
deal for you, just for you.
just for you. If you do, it's a 2 for $5.
Can you read the sign here?
It says Hell House.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So one of the coaches here has made up his house like a haunted house, and he has promised me that it is better in quality than any haunted house that I will be able to find in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Hey, my man. Hell yes, that's great.
You gonna be here for a minute?
Yeah. So a guy that I talked to today signed up,
nice.
and even though I am off the clock, do I do high fives?
Yes.
Fuck yes, we do. Do we still fuck with people that we fuck with?
Yes.
Of course.
Always. Always.
But of course.
Oh, dude, I just thought about something that just made me that I just had like I heard it. I don't remember where I heard it from, but when I saw that sign, it made me think about it.
What's this?
Why don't anybody like maybe it was Joe Rogan? Why doesn't anybody ever put pictures of staff or like all the skin diseases up on the gym?
Because you don't want to associate those ideas with the idea of you're coming here to pay money. So like, say you don't know what anything is, right? And you're walking in. Let me flip the camera around so you can act like it's a camera. It's like a customer experience. Look at this. This is what would happen. So you'll walk into the gym and you'll be like, oh, right here, I'll decide to give some money to this young man in the beanie. And then right behind him, what you're suggesting is there's pictures of all kinds of things that would go wrong, like broken limbs and skin infections. I think that's a bad idea, Anthony, and that's why you don't own shit.
No, but my thing is this: is like, isn't that how like other people spread diseases too? Because you don't know. It's like you don't know what herpes look like, and then you just have sex with other people.
Now, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now another thing you could do would be to put them up in like the bathroom locker areas.
Yeah.
Where you've already.
Yeah.
I'm just being clear.
Yeah.
Where you've already established that you're a customer, and then you can be like, hey, make sure that you look out for the following things.
Yeah. I think that's
Right?
a good thing to do.
I think that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
But I would not put it in the lobby.
Well, no, not in the lobby. Not like the first thing you see, but like it's like if you see something, what you should do is have like
I'm around, sir.
if you
Yeah.
if you should have a picture of you in a jiu-jitsu gi. If you see something, you should say something. And that should be like the sign you have on the front door. Like,
You know, I do actually think that's a good idea.
yeah, and then you have those
See
pictures.
Something, say something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So okay, back to
See
you.
something, say something.
Yeah, it's like you. Yeah, looking at you. Yeah, you. With the
We're
jiu-jitsu.
all responsible for this. You know?
Yes.
Which is true. Like, we really are all responsible for the skin in the gyms that we train in.
Yeah.
Whenever I see skin shit, I discreetly point it out to the person. You know?
I yell it.
No.
No, you have to yell it. Like, you're disgusting. You have to yell it. Like, know that person's a scumbag. If you roll with them. No, because you don't know.
no.
Because you don't know. Like, if you see it at the end of the class, how many people he rolled with? How many? Do you know?
Maybe they didn't see it ever.
Right. But they might have it.
No, what I'm saying is, say you have bad skin, right? And I'm like, you motherfucker, you dirty bastard.
You gotta be like, is that staph? Do you have staph? What is that? What kind of diseases? What is that? Is that explain this to me? Because it's like it needs to be addressed right away. Because if you don't say anything, and then all of a
I'm not saying that you should address it right away. I'm saying that tact is
No.
something that has to be paid attention to.
No.
So you don't just say it any old way. You
Right.
have to say it in a way that makes that person feel like you care about them, and that you're not trying to put them on blast. You're just trying to make sure that they get that taken care of, and that nobody else is affected by it.
But you don't know. It's like that's patient zero, or maybe Billy's patient zero. You don't know. Now you don't know because you said it politely to him, and he just goes home and scrubs it off because he's a shamed person. He feels shameful about
I think
it.
it's more likely for him to be ashamed if you just yell at him from the jump. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
No. You don't say get out of here. He's like,
You're
hey
fucking
man,
disgusting.
is that staff? Is that staff? Who'd you roll with today? You should go tell those people that you had staff. Oh, is that ringworm?
No, see, that's all bad. That's all bad.
How do you?
But
It's like if it's
you are too direct, sir. You're going too hard.
I love people. That's all it is. I love people.
I just saw something happen that I need to see if I can stop in time.
Oh, you should
I'm
definitely
gonna
do that.
ask my homie if he already heard this. Are you gonna try a coffee right now? Try one before you buy it. I got a heads up. Mute me.
Hold on. Give me a second.
I got a heads up.
Wait, no, you have to mute yourself. I can't do it. You have to mute
I have
yourself.
to mute me.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
mute
son
you.
of a bitch.
There you go. La la la. Darren is muted. Nobody can hear him, but he can hear us. And so while he's talking, I'm gonna sing in his ear because it's funny that way. And now he's getting irritated.
Oh, we back.
You're back.
Yeah, dude. I had to protect the innocent. I had to go in there and save the fucking day.
Yeah. Good move. Good move.
The innocent needed to be protected. It
Yeah.
was almost a wrap for the innocent.
Death.
Maybe.
I know. I've been there.
You never know what terrible things you avert when you step in and you do the right thing. You never know.
Yeah.
Anything could have happened. It could have gotten out of hand at any moment.
Yes. All right. Back to the fights because we
Yeah.
got
So
sidetracked.
what is the fucking prelim? What is the prelim card?
Oh, Johnny Walker versus Eric Anderson, I believe. No, Corey
That's
Anderson.
fire.
Corey, yeah, Johnny Walker.
That's fire. It doesn't matter who he fights. That dude in a cage is fire.
Yeah. And then Shane Burgos versus Makwan Amirkhan. And then
Yes.
Brad Tavares versus Edmund Shabazan.
That's on the goddamn prelims.
Yeah, and then you got Andrei Arlovsky, well, you know, being a curtain joker for the middle prelims.
See, this is what I mean. Like, when they go to fucking Madison Square Garden, they pull shit out the woodwork.
Damn, they don't give
like,
a fuck about women.
That's an absolute wild card. That card is out of control.
They don't give a
You know what else is out of control?
The fact that they have the number one flyweight as the top of the card for the early prelims.
What's happening?
The number one flyweight is the top of the card for the early prelims.
Who's fighting?
Caitlin Chukaganu. Chukagin.
Kohujigin.
Kohujigin.
Yeah,
The girl with the they supposedly
we fought her.
yeah, the girl who gets DM'd about her feet the most.
All right, and who's she fighting?
Jennifer Maya.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we will watch that fight. But not only will we watch it, we will watch it and we will have cameras present. Did I already tell the audience is this happening?
What's happening?
So, on the night of UFC 244,
Mm-hmm.
the UFC are coming to our house
Ooh.
and they're going to film our reaction to the main event. I think they're even catering it, which is fucking crazy.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So- They're gonna come over and I'm gonna hide all my weed and pretend like I wasn't smoking weed, and then I'm gonna do some camera shit. Great, this is my podcast right now. Okay. Gray, that's Gray Maynard.
Oh, hey, Mr. Gray Maynard.
He said, "Hey, Mr. Gray Maynard." He just said, "Loving chokes,
Yes.
bitches."
Mm.
See, the legends know. If the legends know, I don't give a fuck who else knows. Good to see you, brother. So yeah, when they go to Madison Square Garden, though, they fucking hook it up. Like,
Yeah.
it's a crazy card. It's an absolutely insane card.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
they're gonna watch us watch the fights.
That's hilarious.
Which I think is hilarious.
I think
Jess
it's
was
hilarious.
like,
I think it's hilarious
well,
that you
someone
can't smoke
asked me
weed.
what I was doing for the fights, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I would hang out." And they were like, "Oh yeah, like come by, it'll be awesome. We're having people over and shit." And I told Jess, and she was like,
No. It's like,
"We ain't going nowhere.
yeah,
You ain't doing nothing."
you're on lockdown, boy.
Yeah, I'm on lockdown.
Like, are they gonna give you like a closed caption,
I don't know.
like Darren Branch
Yeah, I'm
Jiu-jitsu
not sure what's gonna happen.
at Keebler's Tiny?
Perhaps or perhaps not.
Perhaps not, but
I do not know.
that'd be kind of cool.
I would guess no, because I'm not the show.
Right, but if you're top 3 in the shot, like if there's like unless there's like 20 people there or whatever it is.
No, it's just gonna be us.
Yeah, if it's just like you, like Casey, and Jess, like you're top 3 in the shot, it's like they're gonna. Yeah,
It's a good point.
yeah,
I will be top 3 in the shot. Perhaps.
maybe we'll see.
Perhaps. But I think there's a greater chance that no one gives a flying motherfuck about me.
No, that's a great chance. That's an absolute 100% chance. But they still it depends. If you just do your natural self, you might. If it's like crazy, it might be like, who's this guy? Like, sorry, like it just happens sometimes where it's just too much for you to handle. Your mind just loses itself and your body just jumps up like you just called a touchdown or a field goal kick. A field goal kick is good. You're like, ah.
You might be right.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that can
I
happen.
tend to have, I resemble those remarks.
Yeah, so
I will admit to that.
yeah,
I will admit to that.
yeah. Bum bum bum.
Let's see. So that's exciting.
Yes.
The UFC this weekend. Are there any other events? Oh wait, fuck. You know what is happening this weekend?
What? Is it?
From Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, Mr. Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman in pro wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez
Two.
in pro wrestling.
Two.
Frankly, don't even call it two. I think that's one of the dumbest things. Right? Because
Dose.
what it does is it refers to a time, even though they talked about it in the promo, where Brock is fucking whooped, right?
Yeah.
And there's just no reason to have your fan base go and watch that. Like, I don't think it was an intelligent thing to refer to that. Even though I think they're gonna beat the fuck out of Kane. I think Kane's gonna get his ass kicked
Yeah.
in Saudi Arabia. And if he doesn't, I think it'll be a little bit weird. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen Kane in the WWE ring. Like, when he did the little show in Mexico,
Yeah.
he looked awesome because he was in a fucking tag team match and they protected him and he didn't have to throw punches, which exposed real fighters in pro wrestling faster than anything could be done. Like, we are not good at being fake in terms of, like, not wrestlers, like fighters aren't good as wrestlers at selling, which is displaying that they're in pain when they're truly not in pain. And they're not good at throwing punches that aren't designed to hurt the guy. So Kane threw a whole bunch of punches on Shelton Benjamin,
Mm-hmm.
and it just made him look weak. It made him look stupid. And I don't believe that Kane is weak or stupid, but that's what it looked like. And it's just because he doesn't know how to throw those strikes. If he had just thrown some forearms or stood up and did some stomps, it would have looked a lot better. But throwing really soft pillow hands at somebody is one of the dumbest things you can do in wrestling. Like, it just doesn't look good. And you're a giant man, and you hit this guy 45 times and nothing happened to him. It's because you're not really hitting him. It doesn't look good. Like, so I'm worried about that match in particular. I don't know if Brock is going to be able to protect Kane. And by protect, I don't mean like keep him safe. I mean make him look credible.
Right.
Which sounds absurd to regular people who really are into fighting. It's like, well, kid, he just like, it's like, no, dude, like,
No.
fake fighting is hard. Fake fighting is hard. We all know that it's fake. So you still have to do something to suspend the disbelief of the audience. And if you can't do that, you will lose the audience from the second the match starts. And I think it being overseas is helpful because that audience will be so grateful to see this level of star that they'll forgive more. Like, had they done this shit in Chicago or Philly,
Mm-hmm.
they would boo him the fuck out of the building.
Yeah.
That's what I really think. And I was talking about this at the house, actually, and Henry Cejudo was over. And he, like, jokingly is like, well, I'll tell him that his punches aren't any good. And I'm like, no, seriously, if you can text him, fucking tell him. Like,
Yeah.
like, one, I'm not scared because I know what my intentions are. I'm not trying to bury Kane.
Yeah.
I want to see Kane be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So tell him to watch that little interaction he had with Shelton Benjamin and tell me if he disagrees. If he thinks those punches looked scary in any way, then tell him to keep doing them like that. But if he agrees with me that those punches looked like shit and could be fixed, and he's a super athlete, he can do anything.
Right.
So just fix it. Fucking fix it. And if it gets fixed, then we could have a wonderful match and he could have a wonderful career. But if it doesn't get fixed, now we have a giant, capable fighter who looks like shit in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm also not a huge fan of him taking that mask off. What's up? Good to see you, sir. Are you going to be in the no-gi class tonight? The no-gi. I'm teaching gi, but I'm also teaching no-gi tonight because Ryan's busy. But I'll see you out there. Yeah, I would just like to see Kane do well, is all I'm saying. But yeah, that event is taking place. And the thing I'm most excited about, I think, is something that isn't really related to MMA at all. It's more related to culture in Saudi Arabia. There's going to be a women's match in Saudi Arabia, which is a giant fucking deal. It's a giant deal. Like, that's not something that culturally they would approve of. Like, one, girls in wrestling traditionally ain't wearing all that much clothing,
Yeah.
right? They're definitely not wearing hijabs.
No.
So I don't know exactly what they plan on doing. I know the two women involved are Natalia, who is Jim the Anvil Neidhart's daughter, Bret Hart's niece, and she's been in the industry her entire fucking life. And the other woman is Lacey Evans, who is a former military person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they might use the fact that Lacey was in the military and that Natalia is so experienced to kind of win this audience. I also think that it's likely that you might see them be more covered than they normally are.
Right.
I'm interested in what kind of attire they're going to wear. I would expect to see like pants and shirts,
Long
not
sleeves.
like leotards with the legs cut out. You know what I'm saying?
Long sleeves.
Like, I don't think you're going to see her butt. I think you're going to
Turtleneck.
see long pants, long sleeve shirts. It'll still be tight and form fitting, right?
Yeah.
But they'll look more like superheroes. Or did you ever see, like, in the swimming events,
Yeah.
the way that some of the women were dressed, where they're completely covered?
Yeah. The hijab.
I think you might see something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see a hijab. I don't think you'll see
But like,
that.
but you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like basically, it's all the way up. Like, it's like almost like it's like turtleneck, like ankles.
I think it'll be fashiony.
Yeah.
It'll almost look dominatrix like.
Yeah.
But it'll be like a neck and a collar,
Mm-hmm.
a tight fitting thing, and pants.
Yeah.
I think if you see anything, you might see some calves.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if there's like loopholes too, though. So they may have found a loophole where if I wear a standard kind of almost like bathing suit, like a one-piece bathing suit, right?
Yeah.
So my legs are exposed. But if I have relatively opaque hose over my legs, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
Like, are my legs covered now?
yeah. Like
it's
yeah. Like I don't know.
there's gonna have to be some kind of concession made, though. There's no way they're just gonna be like, oh, just come out in what you normally wear.
They're gonna.
No fucking way.
They're gonna
No
do that
fucking
and
way.
then fly them right out of there.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
And we'll see this very weekend. I think this might be happening tomorrow. Can you look it up? I think it might be Halloween.
What is it? Crown Jewel.
Yeah. WWE Crown Jewel. Blah 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 blah.
Let's see. Yep. Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. What time does it air Eastern?
Let's see. Crown Jewel. Eastern time. It'll be 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 1 a.m. for me
Mm-hmm.
on Halloween. So that's really tonight at
Yeah.
1 in the morning.
Yeah. Basically.
There'll be pro wrestling on.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't go put yourself into a coma after you eat, then you can watch wrestling.
Yeah.
You
I think
have a lot of
that's
tests
what
today.
I will do, actually. I think I will put myself into a coma. I will go home, coma, set my alarm for 12:30, and after my brief nap, watch wrestling for a few hours, go back to sleep, and then wake up like a normal day.
Yeah.
My Thursdays are not tremendously demanding, in my opinion. They're not tremendously demanding. So I'm down to do that, especially this Thursday because I don't teach at night.
Mm.
It's Halloween, it's a holiday, so my Thursday gig is not happening.
Oh.
I have the day off. I may go to Hell House.
Hell House. Ooh.
I may go visit the Hell House.
Spooky.
Who the fuck knows? Now, Anthony, do you have any weird news for us?
I do, but I want to put two news bulletins out there. They're gonna try to get the Conor McGregor Donald Cerrone again.
Okay.
Where
would that take place?
That is still unknown yet, but Dana White is still
Okay.
working on it. The second thing is that they are trying to get Yoel Romero to fight Israel Adesanya because Paulo Costa has a bicep
Oh,
tear.
because Paulo Costa is injured.
Yes, so it is a possibility. This dude gets more title shots than Chael Sonnen, and that's a fact.
Is it an actual fact?
I don't know. I just made it up. It's like-
Numbers wise?
I don't know. It could be. I'm not gonna check yet. I'll check next time. If it actually happens, I'll check. But I wouldn't be surprised
Cool.
if he gets like a title. If he gets a title shot over that, that'd be absurd.
Would it be absurd?
I mean, how many has he gotten?
I don't know, but I mean,
I think probably
what's
like
the next best
actually
thing?
not
We're
actually
gonna
not that
have
not
Israel
that
not fight.
not that
Israel
many.
has to fight.
Not that many. Like 3. Probably like it's probably be his third one.
Yeah, Israel has to fight. He's the number 2 guy, right?
Let's look at the rankings real quick.
If Costa's number 1 and he's number 2 and Costa is injured, we're not gonna wait our entire lives for Paulo Costa.
Let's see.
We'll have to move on. And a torn bicep? That's what's wrong with him?
Yeah, torn bicep.
Dude, that could be forever.
Let's see, MMA, featherweight, lightweight.
Is there a picture of it? Did it roll up his arm like a night slate, like a shade on a fucking on a window?
Yeah, no, I don't know. They haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, but he's saying he'll be back in April. But
Dude,
yeah, so basically,
April.
yeah, April
It's October, so that's 6 months.
months. Yeah,
And he'll be back to fight, or he'll be back in the gym.
back to fight. He says, book it for April. I can fight then. I'm gonna crush this silly clown, this silly skinny clown. Let me beat him down. Send him to me.
You might need to calm down, sir.
Yeah,
You might need to calm down.
and then
That Israel is a special guy, man.
yeah,
I think he's a special guy.
and then he's
But yeah, it always sucks when someone gets injured. So
it does.
recover quickly, Mr. Costa.
Yeah, Mr.
Recover
Costa.
quickly.
Mr. Costa's number
But in your
2.
absence, the world does not stop for a dude with no bicep.
Right.
The
Yeah.
world does not stop. So they will continue to book fights for Israel. He has to defend that belt. And I think he's eager to defend that belt. He's not trying to hang out. Dudes are trying to make legacies these days. You know, they want to accomplish things. They want to put up numbers. And one of the numbers you can put up is consecutive title defenses.
Correct.
So if you have an opportunity to fight, you're probably going to take that opportunity to fight. So good luck healing up. And I'm sure Israel will take on Mr. Romero. And I'm
Right.
interested to see how that fight will work out.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most interesting fights, actually.
I
I think it's much more interesting than Paulo Costa and him.
yeah. I think I have a feeling that he's gonna be. It's a lot of footwork. A lot of footwork. A lot of footwork. Not a lot of wrestling. Not a lot of wrestling.
Well, look, man, Paulo Costa, fucking Yoel Romero's wrestling is really like a takedown art. He doesn't hold guys down and beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So his wrestling, even though it's super impressive, and I don't want people to get it twisted, his wrestling isn't that scary
No.
because he doesn't take you off your feet and leave you off your feet. He takes you off your feet, and then you get back up and he punches you in the face a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And like, that's not terrifying. It's just not. Like, he is terrifying, but not his wrestling. His
Yeah.
wrestling is actually kind of a relief when you consider what level of success he had.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that like him taking you down means he'll also let you back up. And this is a symptom of freestyle wrestling instead of folk style wrestling.
Yeah.
Folk style wrestling is based on control. Freestyle wrestling is based on exposure and shit. And these are loose control concepts. It makes it very hard for you to be dominant in MMA if you're a freestyle specialist, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you don't see Yoel Romero beating the fuck out of guys on the ground. He never held people down. It was never his specialty.
No.
Take them down, expose their back. Take them down, expose their back.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, one more MMA news, and we'll do weird news real quick.
Great.
Nazadol picked 2 random fans out of the crowd to do bare knuckle boxing body shots only.
On him?
No, on the stage, like during his like workout.
He punched dude?
No, those dudes had to spar each other.
What? Oh, body shots only?
Yeah, body shots.
That's so funny. Did they really do it?
Yeah, they did. It was so.
Did someone get hurt?
I don't think so. I think it was just light. They just kept it light, but they don't think they really tried to like kill
Like,
each other.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Body shots only. Let's see who's hard here, you know?
Yeah. All
That's
right.
really funny.
Weird news.
Hey, what's cracking?
So
All right, yeah, give me the weird news.
basically, police blew up an innocent man's house in search of an armed shoplifter, but nobody's paying for it. So that's the end of his house. His house got condemned.
Oh.
Yeah. If an officer is searching or doing duties, and your house is collateral, the city does not have to pay for it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, like that can.
Well, now we know that.
Yeah, anything like, and that relates to anything like any property that gets damaged because of a police trying to apprehend a suspect. That's on you.
That sucks.
Yeah. So this
Like,
news,
if you crash into my fence trying to get a bad guy, the city should pay for my fence.
they do not. They feel like they don't have to, and according to the Supreme Court, they
And it's
don't.
not like I'm saying that actual officer who crashed through my fucking fence should pay for it.
Right,
But the city paying for it is entirely reasonable, and the city should want to pay for it because what was going on is like they were doing something necessary to protect the city, and property was damaged. Like, dude, if I'm just driving and I crash through a fence, I'm going to be expected to pay for that, correct?
yeah,
If I, Darren Brand,
Right.
drive through a fence on your property, every court would expect that I would be liable. But like, the city's not liable if you crash through my fence?
No, like
That's utterly fucking ridiculous. Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh, speaking of liable,
yeah.
have you heard the piece of news that Luke Thomas made a piece of news, and another journalist wrote an article about and mentioned Jeff Nowitzki's talking about anti-doping?
No, what about this?
So the idea is that strict liability is a part of anti-doping and always has been since its inception in '99. So like strict liability, meaning no matter how this shit got into your body, you're in trouble. It's
Mhm.
essentially the shorthand way of saying it. So like you don't have to have intent. You don't have to. It can be a complete accident that this ends up in your body. But if it ends up in your body, you are 100% responsible. So like, if I think I'm drinking water and I'm drinking steroids or anything along the lines of illegal substance, right, as deemed by that governing body, if I take that into my body, I'm 100% responsible for it. And Nowitzki pointed something out that I think is very interesting. He said, when that was written, our ability to actually detect the substances wasn't as good. And the availability of substances, like the chances that there could be contamination, were much, much lower.
Right.
So now the contamination possibilities are much higher. There's a ton of products. And we can test for tiny, tiny, minuscule amounts that can't even actually impact the body. We can still find. So the tests are now weighed improperly. Like they're not weighted to find the truth. They're just weighted to find facts. And I think there's a difference between truth and facts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's in your body doesn't mean that it is true that you are a cheater.
Yes.
These things are not, that's not the way the world works. So I thought that was a very interesting thing for him to say. Now, what is also true is that he does not work for fucking USADA.
Yes.
Jeff Nowitzki is not an employee of USADA. He's not an employee of WADA. He's now, as far as I remember, an employee of the UFC. He was once one of those guys, but he is no longer one of those guys. And so I think it's very interesting that his opinion on that matter has shifted to some degree. He's like, hey, we need to do something. And the only thing that you could do was decide there has to be a threshold. And that's what the WWE did a long time ago. They were like, look, we know that dudes are going to do tests. Here's the ratio that we find acceptable.
Right.
And they're really doing that in that case, in the case of pro wrestling, to cover their own ass. They don't want a lot of deaths.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
They're not concerned with fairness necessarily. They're concerned with overall health.
Yeah.
But if we're concerned with fairness, putting some kind of number on it, which of course will be gamed by people who want to game any system, right? But to act like people aren't gaming the system now is very, 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 very naive. Like people are gaming the system as it is. So having a better system in place, something that is a little bit more obvious. I don't know what that means. I just got a text. Having a better system in place would be better for all parties.
Yeah.
Now, police blow up a house.
Yeah.
Too bad, court rules. What state is this?
This is in Colorado.
Man, I would like to think that even the police officers that did this would want to put something together to try to help these people.
Yeah. All I know is that the city gave them like, $5,000 for like their insurance deductible. Oh, basically, let's see. Saying that the family was very well insured and refused the $5,000 assistance of out of pocket. Blah blah blah. I guess they refused because they like if they accept the money, that means that's all you get. Like that's it. Like that's the money you get. That's all you get. So if you
I see.
so that's I think that's the game that was played, and yeah, but they literally like drove. They shot like bullets. Drove like they used like explosives on the wall. They drove an armored tank in through flashbang. Yeah, they drew like not an armored tank, but like an armored vehicle through the house. Yeah, like it was.
Yeah, if we're driving armored vehicles through houses over shoplifting, maybe we should calm down. Now, it's not that they were doing it over the shoplifting because they described the person as armed.
Yes.
Now, what is this person armed with?
Let's find out because I don't recall them talking about it. And that was the interesting thing about it, which makes me wonder if it was really like if he was like carrying like a bazooka, or if he was just like a regular old handed, which is still dangerous, but still, it's like Um,
That's really funny.
yeah, no, they don't talk about what the firearm was. Wait, hold on. I stolen a shirt and a couple of belts from Walmart in a neighboring Aurora, Colorado. Fence, then 5 lanes of traffic on foot. He climbed the fence on the other side. Then shortly after, he came went home alone at the time. Lee and his police said he was watching YouTube videos in his room when he heard an alarm trip, according to the affidavit. Walked in the stairs holding a gun, and he said, "I don't want
Yeah,
to hurt."
so
Yeah,
that's why helicopters were deployed, to borrow from Mickey Knox from Natural Born Killers. Like when you have a weapon, when you have a gun, people are gonna fucking find you and they're gonna come after you, and they're gonna bring the armored tank, they're gonna bring the armored vehicles through your neighbor's house. Like they're gonna find you, they're gonna track you down. Now they did get the guy, right?
they got the guy. Yeah, I think they got the guy.
It would have been a little bit funny if they hadn't. Anthony,
Yes,
I must prepare for this private.
that is fine.
um it has been a lovely episode. I'm so glad to be back live.
Yes, it is
It was
amazing. Let
it's
me.
always fun to record, and whether it's live or not, but I missed doing it live, and so I'm glad to be back, and I hope that our small but mighty audience is glad to have us